In grade 11, we asked the question, how can we solve quadratic equations? In grade 10, you learned how to solve linear equations, but now, how can we solve quadratic equations? Like 5x squared minus 2 equals 0, or 3x squared plus 4x equals 2. So a quadratic equation has a squared term, and then it can also have a term to the power of 1 and a constant term. So when we ask to solve it, we're saying, that is, what value of x makes the equation true? So how do we solve ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0? In this video, we are going to learn how to solve quadratic equations with factoring. At this point in time, we know how to solve linear equations from grade 10, and so now we're going to move on to be able to solve more complicated equations. But let's start with a very simple, important property. If we know two factors multiplied together, so in this case, a times b is equal to 0, that means that either a has to equal 0 or b has to equal 0. Now think about that for a second. The reason that's true is that there's no two integers or two rational numbers or irrational numbers that can multiply together to be 0 if one of them is not 0. So this is important. Think about it in terms of a quadratic. If we have this quadratic, which is the product of two binomials, so we have ax plus b as one factor and cx plus d as the other factor, and it's equal to 0, then that tells us that the first factor, ax plus b, has to equal 0, or the second factor, cx plus d, has to equal 0. And those are two linear equations that we know how to solve. So what we've done is we've taken a quadratic and been able to solve it using what we know about linear equations. Therefore, if we have a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and we can factor it, then we can also solve it. Happy face! Let's look at our first example here. We have a quadratic equation, 2x plus 3 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. Notice, I know that this is a quadratic equation because we've been doing this with factoring, and we know that when we multiply these two factors together, we're going to get a quadratic. So, I'm going to be able to solve this equation by doing what I said before. If I know that I have 2x plus 3 times x minus 2 is equal to 0, then that tells me that 2x plus 3 has to equal 0, or the second factor, x minus 2, has to equal 0. Now all I have to do is solve these linear equations. 2x plus 3 equals 0 means I need to subtract a negative 3 from both sides, so I'll get 2x is equal to minus 3. And then because I have 2 times x, I divide both sides by 2, and I get that x is equal to negative 3 over 2. That's my first answer. Second, we have x minus 2 is equal to 0. In this case, it's a very simple linear equation where to get x by itself, we have to just add 2 to both sides. So we get that x is equal to positive 2. We have two answers to our quadratic equation. And once again, we were able to do that because this is equal to 0. Let's look at our next example. Once again, we have a quadratic equation. Why? Because if I multiply x through this bracket, 3x minus 4, I'm going to get an x squared term. That's what makes it quadratic. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down both parts. So our first factor here is actually just x. So we can tell right away that x has to equal 0. Our other factor is that 3x minus 4 equals 0. And this one I have to take a little bit more work to solve. To solve 3x minus 4 equals 0, I add 4 to both sides, so I get 3x is equal to 4. And then I divide both sides by 3, and I get x is equal to 4 over 3. Once again, I get two answers, x equals 0 and x equals 4 over 3. Next, we have the equation 4x squared is equal to 9. To use the zero product property, we need to set this equation equal to 0. In other words, I need to bring the 9 over to the same side as the 4x squared. Now I have 4x squared minus 9 is equal to 0. This means we can use the zero product property. The next step is that I need to factor this equation. So we have 4x squared minus 9, a difference of squares. So I get 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 3. Now that it's in factored form, we pull down each of the factors. So first I'm going to say either 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, and I'm going to solve this. That means that 2x is equal to minus 3, which means x is minus 3 over 2. That's looking at the first factor. And secondly, we look at when 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. That's when 2x is equal to 3, and that means x is equal to 3 over 2. So in this question, we get two answers once again. In our last example, we have 15x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. It's already equal to 0, so we can use the zero property law. The very first thing I need to do is I need to factor 15x squared minus x minus 2, and I'm going to use the method of decomposition. To use decomposition, I look at the coefficients of the first and last term and multiply them together. 15 times negative 2 is negative 30. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply together to be minus 30. Then we look at the coefficient of the middle term, which is negative 1, and that tells us we're also looking for two numbers that multiply together to be negative 1. Those two numbers are going to be negative 6 and 5. So we're going to do the decomposition step. We have 15x squared minus 6x plus 5x minus 2. I just decomposed my negative x into negative 6x plus 5x. Next, I draw the Great Wall of Bentley, and I factor the GCF on both sides. So on the left side, the GCF is 3x, and we're left with 5x minus 2 when we factor out 3x. And on the right-hand side, our greatest common factor is 1 because there's no other common factor. So we're left with plus 1 times 5x minus 2. Then I see that I have a 5x minus 2 factor in both terms, which means that we can factor it out. And when we factor 5x minus 2, we're left with 3x plus 1 as our second factor. So that's our factoring for this question. Now that I know the factoring, I can rewrite this equation in terms of the factors. So instead of 5x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0, I'm going to write 5x minus 2 and 3x plus 1 equals 0 because we just found that those are the same equation but in different forms. And now we do our last step where we look at each of the individual factors and solve them for 0. So we have 5x minus 2 is equal to 0, which means 5x is equal to 2, and x is equal to 2/5. That's our first one. And our second one is 3x plus 1 equals 0, which means that 3x is equal to minus 1, which means x is equal to negative 1/3. So in these questions, we factor our quadratic equation first, and then by factoring our quadratic equation, we can solve the linear equations. This only works if it's equal to 0. If it's not equal to 0, you have to rearrange your equation. Thanks for watching. Bye.